So I've run just over a week in the shoes now, given a good test on a variety of surfaces, and today I'm up at the Edgerton and Edgeworth area of Bolton, and we're going to run around the Whale and the Outsole reservoirs. So trail, mixed terrain, dirt paths, gravel tracks, that kind of stuff. Shouldn't be too muddy, to be honest, because it's been quite dry. So we'll have a look at the scenery and have a look at the shoes. Okay, so this is the new INOV-8 shoe. It's called the Trailfly Ultra G300. Okay, so designed as an ultra distance trail running shoe. That said, I think you can go any distance you're liking it. I've mainly been doing between 3 miles and 10k this week, and I've ran on a variety of surfaces. So as you can see, it's INOV-8's deepest and most cushioned shoe yet, and it features the new G-Fly midsole. So that incorporates graphene that they've had in the Graphene grip outsole for tremendous strength and durability. But by incorporating it into a midsole, they've produced their most cushioned, most responsive, and ultimately it should be their most durable shoe to date. They have some testers that have covered around 1,200 kilometers in them, and they're reporting that the cushioning and the midsole feel is standing up very well indeed. This deep groove cut into the midsole and the outsole is 10mm deep groove. It's called the AdapterFlex technology, and what that aims to do is to allow the rear foot and the mid and forefoot to adapt to the contours of the ground and very uneven terrain. Worked well, only found a couple of spots where I really noticed the flexibility of it, but I would imagine on longer races, on very severe terrain, it would come into its own, and it does help create a very natural ride to the shoe, particularly on the rougher surfaces. INOV-8 say the shoe is a grade 5 in terms of width across the toe box. That's their widest fit. I've got quite a relatively narrow foot, didn't have any issues at all, to be honest. A little bit of space, but ultimately that will allow the foot to spread out a bit, particularly as it warms up and swells on longer runs. Graphene grip, rubber compound used on the outsole, and a 4mm deep lug. Despite the fact that the lug depth is only 4mm, you do get a lot more traction because of the way it's incorporated into the midsole. So plenty of grip there, quite aggressive on any terrain. So that's today's run. Turned out quite warm actually. So it's 5 miles, 39 minutes. Nothing spectacular. More of a test of the shoe on trying to just find as much varied terrain as I can. So there's a little bit of tarmac today. Most of it was footpaths, dirt tracks kind of thing, but very firm and very dry. It has been dry around here for the last week or so, not much rain at all. And also I think around the reservoirs, around the paths, there's so many people out walking that the paths are now just so compact and hard. It's actually really smooth, almost road-like, when normally I would have expected them to be a little bit muddy, and perfect terrain to suit a shoe like the new INOV-8. But it's an ultra shoe, so you're going to encounter a lot of surfaces and a lot of terrain anyway, whichever ultra you do. INOV-8 say it's their most responsive and their most cushioned shoe to date, and I'd certainly agree. I've ran in a few of their shoes. For me, yeah, really good cushioning, and certainly on the runs that I've done, it's handled them very well. Feels very fresh, covered about 50 miles in them in total. So an Ultra, of course, is a different story, but there's no reason why they shouldn't hold up. They've got the graphene in there, and they've got a very deep 30mm stack height cushioning to give you plenty of plush ride throughout the distance.